Oh, hello, this is not a spring chicken. Of course, I'm beating my remote drum pad. Because part of it is we thought we were going to be at NAMM today, but we discovered that unless you had your badge prior to parking, you couldn't get in. Oh yeah, you had to have your badge to park so you could go get your badge. Doesn't make sense. But anyway, the news still goes on, so we're going to bring Oldecam on with comments on the headlines.
Anyway, Obama went to see the congresswoman, and as if on cue, she opened her eyes to him.
They said, like, it was just as if God had walked into the room, and she opened her eyes, and he said, your eyes shall open for me, and her eyes opened.
Are you serious? Are they saying that?
That's what his supporters are saying. It was like God had entered the room, and she woke for God.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Either it was a great disrespect to those that died, or it was a rally to make Obama look good to the world.
Okay, let's put it this way. At a memorial service, you don't stand up and cheer and applaud for anybody, and when Obama came on, they're cheering and applauding, which generally means everyone that was let into that place was an Obama supporter, except for the family members and the ones that were killed or wounded, which meant it was nothing more than a staged pep rally to make him look good, which didn't work because they said...
You don't do pep rallies for memorials.
But the Democrats do, remember?
The suspect had frantic morning before the Arizona shooting.
Yeah, well, yeah, they picked the guy up and let him go.
That morning?
Yeah, picked up and let go that morning.
Oh. And thought to be the greatest speech ever given by the president in the history of the nation.
Oh yeah, they said they had never seen a speech so great on bringing people together than that speech had been given. It was his moment in history. Well, they said it was twice as long as the speech that Clinton gave after the Oklahoma disaster, which, and you know how long Clinton gives. It was supposed to be 8 to 10 minutes long, and it went on for like a half hour because he had a lot of, we are better than this. Well, no, we're not. If we were, he wouldn't. Remember that old, if they bring a knife to the fight, we bring a gun. They lost the election. We make the rules. Let them go sit at the back of the bus.
Yeah.
That's Barack Obama, folks.
Oh.
People forget that.
And Governor Jerry Brown begins wooing GOP support for tax plan.
I said, like one guy said, well, hell freezes over. Because you raise taxes first, then we'll be able to convince the other people that they need to make cuts. No, they won't. They wouldn't do that under Schwarzenegger. I mean, the Democrats have no intentions of cutting anything. I mean, at the moment, Brown has been able to find $20 million to cut out of a $19 billion deficit. But he cut $20 million.
Ooh. And Obama, we are better than this. Actually, all except but him and his party.
Oh yeah, they're allowed to condemn anyone they want to condemn. It's got to do, anybody that disagrees with Obama, the mainstream press, or the Democrats, is not as good as they are.
Oh, is that what it has to do with?
That's why they want the Constitution to be changed. The 14th Amendment of the Constitution, they says that the elected officials are no better than ordinary people. They want to change that so that elected officials are better than those people that walk the streets with them.
Yeah. Lebanon's government falls as Hezbollah pulls out.
Well, yeah, because you shouldn't have them in the government anyway, because they want to bring down half the world.
Really?
They're radical Muslims.
Oh, as you can see, Oldecam's working on my computer. It does need help.
Yeah. Well, she tried to reinstall a program that was already installed.
I know, but it didn't show me it was installed, so I had to deinstall the first one and install the new one.
The first one was never there. The second one was the one that's there. So it was an invisible program. It was there.
And an old bowl system more likely than playoff.
It has to do a lot with the fact that the seniors on Stanford had spent their entire time in college waiting to play in the Rose Bowl. They had their chance to play in the Rose Bowl, so they gave the Rose Bowl appearance to Texas Christian because they're part of the bowl system, and nobody wanted Texas Christian because there was no. It's an 8,000 people college. They may have sold all the tickets, but the problem is they don't come in by the tens of thousands from small colleges to spend money.
Well, because first of all, there's not as many students, so there's not as many fans.
That's right.
That's pure, simple economics.
Texas Christian had no business in the league. I mean, okay, they don't like Boise, And they don't like,
And they don't like Auburn,
they don't like,
especially.
Auburn was an Ivy League college that should not have been there, and one was basically his embarrassment, so.
Charles Krauthammer continues his attacks on Palin, and shall we say, oink, oink.
Oh yeah, I mean, this guy basically, he does not like strong Republican women, period. I mean, his mother was probably a Republican woman who basically lectured him a lot when he was young. Or when he was married to a strong woman. He does not like strong Republican women, period.
Oh. And Palin receiving many death threats.
Oh yeah, but that's different than a Democrat. The Democrats are threatened all the time by Republicans. Of course, they can't find the Republican death threats. But they know where all the death threats are coming against Palin from people that basically spend all their time condemning her. And they can be Democrats.
And Hugh Hefner reaches deal to take Playboy private.
Well, the company, okay, he put a couple of $100 million for a company that was worth billions of dollars just a few years ago. They're gonna spend their time as a licensing organization, getting out of magazine publishing and stuff, and go into licensing of the name.
Well, they're strong as a licensing organization, right?
But the publications is what makes the license worth anything. And when
That's right.
But they said the problem is that some 18-year-old that gets out of a car with no underwear on for nothing is taking all the business away from Playboy magazine. They can't compete with that.
High Court justices to pot users, be careful when you flush.
Well, supposedly flushing a toilet is grounds enough for a police officer to bust through a door.
Why?
Okay, police officers in this case went through the wrong door on a house. Didn't have a search warrant, but they heard the toilet flush, so they broke into the room, arrested the people in the room, and then they finally arrested the people that were the ones they were after. They let them go for lack of evidence, but arrested the guy and charged him for they had no evidence. All they had was a smell in the room and nothing there, but they still arrested him, and they're going to keep him in a jail cell while the criminal went free.
Oh, because they said that he flushed it down the toilet.
And he said he basically just said he'd been in a toilet and flushed the toilet. They said that they said specifically. I mean, the justice is some of the really right-wing loonies. Well, if you know a police officer at the door, don't go to the toilet. Just simply be obnoxious and tell them if you don't have a warrant, then get the hell away from my door. But that'd get him shot full of holes.
Oh, that's true. It would. Spill report rekindles Democratic push for reform.
Well, yeah, Obama wants to shut down all drilling in our country. The spill report basically says we need more safety guidelines. We need a moratorium on everything until we develop a program. The moratorium, of course, being until after the next election.
And actor Peter Fonda found dead body inside the car, LA police say.
I know, that's
Is that, wait a minute, he found a dead body inside a car. It's not his dead body, right?
No, she found a dead body. The people thought at first it was his body. No, it's just he found a dead body in the car. How in the world they put a body in the guy's car? Because I've seen Peter Fonda. He locks his cars.
I don't know. Oh, that's kind of strange.
That's right.
Maybe it was valet parking.
Yeah, and they opened it. There's where the key is then. So.
Yeah, rejection challenge to federal law on body armor for felons suggests reluctance reign in Congress's power under Constitution's Commerce Clause.
Well, yeah, it said they basically ruled that you couldn't sell felons, criminals, body armor because they've been using body armor against the police department, and they've used the Commerce Clause as a reason to do it. Well, no, that's not constitutional, no matter what the Supreme Court says, because the simple fact, the Commerce Clause was erroneously used to begin with, because as felons they have no right to weapons or anything that are like body armor, so therefore the Commerce Clause was never necessary. But they're gonna make you soon. You're gonna okay. Let's put it this way: what once a month items that women use will soon be determined by Barack Obama and the White House Council.
That's pretty sick.
That's what's going to happen in the Commerce Clause. That they will be able to determine what the women's use and how short their skirts can be, how tall their heels can be, what makeup they wear. That's all in the Commerce Clause.
Yep. And the foreclosure mess gets worse with Massachusetts winning a ruling to stop them.
Well, yeah, this is ridiculous. The court system, because Obama controls the court system, are basically ruling against banks for foreclosing. These people aren't paying their house bills. I mean, they generally, some of them have not paid, actually a lot of them have not paid since Obama won the election, because they knew Obama would eventually give them their homes for nothing.
And a Monty Bubbleism from the Mark Twain of the Animal Kingdom.
It's really hypocritical to condemn other people for doing exactly the same thing you're doing and saying it's all right to do.